Also, guys, welcome back to another episode. So, today we're going to be going to how to draw support and resistance correctly, right? Because a lot of you have been asking, how am I going to draw my support? How am I going to draw my resistance? How would I know if it would hold? How would I know if it would fail? And all of that, right? Today we're going to be answering every single one of those questions, and we're going to be doing it on the chart live with you guys, right? So first, like you already know, support basically is your is you point in the market, right? So let's go down to what support is. Support is a point in the market where support is a point in the market where price buys from. This is the basic meaning of support. Basically, this is the basic meaning of support. Support is a point in the market where price buys from, and resistance is a point in the market where price sells from, right? So that's your basic meaning of support and resistance. And once you know is the point in the market where price sells from, right? So once you know this, right? Nothing is keeping you from making money in the market. Why? Why is nothing keeping you from making money in the market? Because once you know the support, right? So support is the point in the market. Sorry, that's the wrong thing. Right. So once you know that support is your point in the market where you want to buy from, right? Support is the point in the market where you want to buy from, meaning anywhere you see your support, your head or your mind is going to where buy. And resistance is the point in the market where you want to sell from. So anywhere you see resistance, where is your mind going to sell, right? So it's as easy as that. So for example, you see a chart like this, you know, right? So for example, we see a chart like this, looks like this, right? What are we going to call this? Exactly, our support. Why are we going to call this our support? Because price support from here. This is just a quick recap, right? If you want to know like the in-depth how to draw your lines and all of that, you could go to our previous videos on support and resistance. But right here, I'm just giving you guys like a recap before we go into the market and I show you how to draw your support and resistance correctly. Right. So we obviously know that our support is basically these points where market are buying from these points right here are your support zones, right? So this is basically your support zone where market is buying from, and then your resistance zone is basically where market is selling from, right? So this is your resistance right here. This is your resistance right here, right? This is your resistance right here, right? So a lot of times your support or your resistance might not hold, right? But that doesn't make it completely invalid, right? Because then even as market has done this, it's still very possible for market to come here and reject off, right? It's still possible for market to come to this particular point right here and reject off. Or it's still possible for market to come to this particular point right here and reject off. Do you understand? So it's very understandable that market can break either your support or resistance and market can still respect it at a later point in time, right? All of that market is just trying to hunt for liquidity and all of that. We're going to go into that. But for now, let's get into drawing our support and resistance. Let's go to the chart. Right. So these are our charts, right? And our topic remains the same, how to draw support and resistance correctly. Right, so this is our chart. This is your USD for our time frame, and right here you could see a lot of moves in the market, right? And then you could obviously see that market is kind of moving. in a downtrend wave, right? Obviously, this is not what it's doing, but if you look at the schematics of things, it's basically following that pattern, right? But within your downtrend, you could see there are a lot of opportunities where you could have sold from, where you could have bought from, where you could have sold from, and where you could have bought from. Right, so you could use a rectangle tool. I'm going to show you guys where to find your rectangle tool. All right, so you can find your rectangle tool right here. Basically, this is your rectangle tool, and you can click on it, right? Now, the reason why we use a rectangle tool instead of just a line is basically because your support is not a line. Your support is a zone. It's a particular area in the market, right? Where you feel market is going to buy or sell from. It's not just one line, right? It's a particular area. I'm going to give you guys examples. So let's imagine I'm going to draw a line, just one single line, right? So this line, this point right here is where market bought from. If I should draw just one single line, you can see market did not really get to touch that line, but it got to buy back up, right? And if you're waiting for market to touch that line, you're not going to make money. But if I was to draw a zone, a particular zone in the market, you can see that we had that touch on the zone, right? We had that touch on the zone, and market bought from that touch. So your support is not a line, but a zone, right? It's not a line, but a zone in the market, right? So let me give you guys another example again, just so that you don't get it confused, right? So you look at this point right here, or even this point right here, where market broke from, right? You can see that market did not just touch the line and started buying, right? It touched the line, it even broke, it went below that line, right? It went below that line, meaning market came down, went below the line before it started buying eventually, right? But if you were to use your zone, right, because this is your support level, this is your support level, this is your support level, this is your breaker block right here before we go to that. But if you were to use your zone, right, we'd see that this right here, your order block or your support level or the market is your zone basically, right? The level market came to created a zone and it's buying back up from, right? So there are a lot of examples in the market that you could learn from, even your resistance points also, even your even your resistance points also. You could also see that right here it's a zone, right? It's a zone that market sold off from, and then it's not the line. Basically, it's a zone. Even this point right here, you could see, right? You could basically see that market reacts off zones and not one particular dot or one particular line, right? So knowing that fully, how do we draw our support and resistance? Because we need to know how we draw our support and resistance correctly. Funny enough, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story basically of how I got to know about support and resistance and how I got to shape my sides in the market basically, because it's all about what you see, right? Two traders could come into market and they can see two different things, right? So I'm going to show you guys a story on how I got to shape my eyes in the market, right? So it was, I think, about 2 years ago, right? I was trading this prop firm and it was unbelievable that because I didn't really have so much in-depth right knowledge of the market. Yeah, I was doing, but I didn't really have too much in-depth to the market. All I knew was that market buys off this point. Once it comes back here, I'm gonna look for every reason to buy, right? I draw my trend line, I draw like every single thing, and then I just mark out a line. So like I do these three touch thing, which a lot of traders do too, right? So once I see market coming to a particular zone, right, probably this zone, right? So I do my first touch to whatever level it gets to, probably gets to this level. And there were a lot of lines in my chart that time. Right, okay, so let's say this level. So I do my market go to this level, we touched it once, right? We touched it twice, right? The third time is touching it, I'm buying from here. Right. So I did it like lots and lots of time. I made money from the market from it, right? But it wasn't how will I put the word right now? It's it wasn't profitable. I made money from it. Yes, I made profit from it, but it wasn't profitable in the long run. Why? Because then let me give you an example. If I was to mark out this level, right, and then market came here, sold off first time, came here, sold off second time, third time, right? Third time, I'll be expecting to take profit here. And then this third time, I'm selling, and then I'm waiting to take profit here. And then boom, market takes out my stops, right? It takes out my stops and then boom, it starts selling. So it wasn't profitable. Do you understand? Yeah, you can make money from the market, but it's not something you want to do for the long run. So I had to like calm down and I had to go back to the market and learn support and resistance properly, right? Knowing that it was zones and not lines, knowing how to trade those zones, knowing it's not about the first touch, second touch, and all of that other bullshit. It's all about drawing my support and resistance properly. Right. So that being said, I got to learn very well, and obviously I got to make money from the market. Right. So if we are going to an in-depth understanding of drawing support and resistance, let's go to our plain chart. Right. So let's use this for example. Right. So market is at this point right here. I'm gonna mark out the point where market bought from, right? So your support resistance is also like your other block. I'm going to explain all of that right in our next class, and you guys will understand that. So this is our support resistance, or this is our support zone, right? Hold on, I need to do something. Sorry, right, right. So this is our support zone, basically, right? Right here too is our support zone. Market bought from this level also, right? So you know the way market moves from higher highs and higher lows and all that, right? So this is your higher high, lower high, um, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Higher. So at every point where you consider your higher low, your higher high, that's your support, and that's your resistance. Do you understand? So right here, I consider this as my higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Resistance point, higher low, support point, higher high, resistance point, right? And our market came back down and then it mitigated my what? My higher low, right? It mitigated my higher low on my support and then market bought from it. Do you understand? Knowing where to enter and when to exit the market, that's going to be another topic, right? But then for now, just understand basically the market respected its support and it created this, right? So before market created this at our support, remember the market created an higher and higher high, higher low, higher high, right? A market broke this higher low to get to this point right here. So obviously, market breaking this higher low to get to this point here, you're not expecting to buy market to form an higher high again because the higher low wasn't from, right? A break of structure and higher high was from a break of structure, meaning there was not any higher low, right? I'm going to get back to that again. So it's just like market doing something like this. Hold on, let's go to our drawing book, right? So it's just like market doing something like this. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. It breaks structure. It did not create an higher low, right? Because the higher low has to be higher than this low. As when it created an higher low, right, we'll be expecting an higher high, but it did not create an higher low. It broke this higher low right here, and it came back to this point, right? So you seeing a break of structure right here, meaning there's an higher low, higher high, right? There was no higher low formed. So we're not going to create an higher high, right? Because then there is no higher low form. As long as this has been broken, right? As long as this has been broken right here, it shouldn't be. I know there are times where market would still go ahead and create an higher high again, right? But you shouldn't be expecting that if you are not on an uptrend, number one, and number two, if you don't know how to trade it properly, right? If you don't know how to understand the market properly, yeah, if you're still a beginner trader trying to just use your support and resistance and understand the market properly, you shouldn't be testing that, right? So all you should be doing is knowing that once there's a break of structure, whatever point you're buying to, you're making sure that you're buying to a level where market can potentially create a lower high that would a return create a lower. Do you understand? And you then form your head and shoulder pattern and all that. And then, we're going to go into patterns also too, right? But then you should just understand that these basic concepts can basically happen at any point in time, right? So knowing that very well, we could see higher, um, higher low, higher low, higher high, boom, break of structure, right? Break of this level right here. Because this is your higher low that corrected your higher high. So now there's a break of this level right here, an impulsive break for that matter. So an impulsive break of this level right here. Buying from here very well, you should know that you're not going to be creating a new high, right? So we're going to work on entry and exit levels in the market basically. So now market came to this point right here, boom, it sold off. All right, it sold off, it came back to this support level, range, and it started buying from here, right? So there are reasons why market bought from here, which we're going to treat on our entry and exit levels, right? There are reasons why market bought from here, but all you should know is that the various reasons why market bought from here, right, we're going to be treating it on another topic, but all you should know is that this was a support zone and market bought off your support zone, basically, right? So if you can mark out your support and resistance zone at every point in time, you basically work it out. So now this was a support zone, market broke here, but then still came back here and respected it again, right? Still came back here and respected it again. Every point in time, market is basically going to respect you. So, and there are times where your resistance turns into your support. For example, here, right? So this right here is your resistance level, right? Market came here, sold off from here. Now it broke structure, and then now you could see it retracing here and buying off of this zone, and then it keeps going back up, right? So this is too much. I know this is a lot to understand and take it at first glance. So we're going to look for more examples, and I'm just going to do one or two more examples, and we call it a day. Right. So right here you can see the charts, right? And then you want to know how to draw your support and resistance level properly. Now you obviously know now you can see market is obviously moving. Right here is moving your condition for our time frame. And on your smaller time frame, you're going to see that market is on a downtrend, a mini downtrend, up. That's like your mini downtrend, accumulation, yeah, expansion, accumulation, yeah, expansion, right, and all of that. So knowing that, right, you're going to be able to mark out where your support is and where your resistance is. So if I'm going to mark out my support right here, it's going to be this, right? I'm going to mark my support. It's going to be this, right? Low, high, low. Even marking your support, it's going to be this, high, low, right? Mark it from that high, mark it from the low. It's going to be this, right? I'm just marking out basically every support and resistance level I can find, and then I'm going to ask you guys to identify what level that is. High, this, right? Obviously, I could say this, but this will be more valid. This will be more valid. Although this will be valid based on the fact that this is 4 hour by time we're on a 15 minutes time frame and this book structure already. So I think this also would be valid. This also valid as your resistance level. Right. So I want to be able to see, you could even draw this out. Right. So I want to be able to see you guys identify the zones, right, as I call them out. So this right here, let's start from here, right? This is obviously your resistance level. Let's start from here. This is your resistance level, so we're going to be marking it out as our R, right? As our R. This right here is going to be what? Exactly our support S, right? This right here is going to be what? Our support, right? Exactly S, exactly. This is our support right here. This right here is going to be what our support, right? Because the market bought from that level. So any level, any place where you see market buy from is where we pull our support. Right now, market has bought from here. Market has sold from here initially before, sold from here before. So obviously, we're expecting market to sell from here. There was a small pullback, but it didn't really sell, right? And it kept on going up. Now, there's remember I said something about before you can confirm a large buy or a large sell, you have to have a break of structure, right? And then you could see market is breaking structure to the upside, right, around this point, right? Although market reacted from this level and broke structure to the downside, right? It did not really break structure to the downside. The reason why I would argue that is this, right? Because you can see this is your high, your low right here, high right here, right? Coming down here, it did not break this low. It just created this. It did not break this low. So I would not really call this a change in direction that will cause a break of structure for me to want to sell. All I would say is that market created a low right here. Did not break this low. Meaning we're still on our uptrend, right? We're still on our uptrend following this momentum. We're still on our uptrend. So knowing fully well market did not break this structure right here, all of this right here is just noise, still within this level, and this level is still within our general uptrend movement. Do you understand? So knowing fully well market did not break this structure right here, what we're going to do, we're going to be anticipating more buys, right? So now market, even after market has hit our resistance level, coming back down here, we're still going to be expecting more buys. And can you see what market did there? Buys. Right. So just knowing your basic highs and lows can help you identify your support or your resistance, and which will return help you identify trading decisions, right? And obviously, this being your low, this being your high, you could definitely buy from here. Your stops at your low, right? And your take profit at your high. And this is your one to think, right? $100, you probably made $300 by now. Do you understand? Again, I'm going to show you guys more examples. Now you've hit your TP market from that high, right? So now this is your low, this is your new high, this is your new low right here. This is your new high, right? Now, market created a low, but did not create a new high. Now, failing to create a new high, meaning I want to buy from here, right? I want to buy from here to take out this structure around here. Now, this